Hello and welcome. Today we're talking about the G Pro Wireless. So we're going to start this video off with just a quick overview of what you get with the mouse. You get the charging wire, the mouse, wireless dongle, wireless extender, and buttons and covers for the side buttons. So as you can see, the wire is a rubber wire and it has a 3-prong design that connects into the mouse. The 3-prong design is a little bit awkward just because it's so low to the mouse that when you do tilt it, you'll notice it. As far as flexibility of the wire, it is relatively flexible, but you will notice it in gaming. So I wouldn't suggest using it wired while gaming if you could avoid it. One thing to take note of is there is no on-mouse storage for the dongle, so you will have to keep track of it when you are traveling with the mouse. It does have a DPI switch on the bottom as well as the on-off switch on the bottom. The DPI can also be adjusted in the software itself. The RGB on the mouse is limited to just the Logitech logo on the back side of the mouse, which I think is actually really nice because it's very minimal and low profile. Having the RGB on will affect the battery life of the mouse, so just keep that in mind. Talking about grip style with the mouse, I think this mouse is definitely more of a palm grip or claw grip type mouse, just based on how tall it is and how large the mouse is. I couldn't imagine somebody using it fingertip unless they had very large hands. And as we said earlier, on the mouse itself, you are able to actually remove the side buttons if you don't want to use them or if you want to replace them in case some of your mouse buttons end up having issues. So we're going to start with my opinion on the mouse, the G Pro Wireless. What do I think of it? So some of the things that I like, it looks and it feels premium. The way that it just looks really sleek and luxurious. The other things that I like about it, I really like the buttons on this. There's just enough tension so where you don't accidentally click it, but it's not so heavy to the point where it's a chore kind of pressing the buttons. Scroll wheel is really nice. The way it feels is extremely smooth, and there's also tactile bumps on it. It's a little bit on the heavier side compared to the other mice that I've used, Razer Viper Ultimate, Razer Viper Mini, but it's not so heavy to the point where my old mouse, which was like 120 grams, this was definitely a noticeable upgrade. I really liked the shape when I first used it, but after a while, I used it, I cycled off of it, and I went back to it. I didn't like it anymore. And I think it's just a kind of weird shape in a way. So you definitely could palm grip it, you definitely could claw grip it, but it almost feels like I'm climbing a mountain when I'm using this mouse. And in the middle, it's a little bit like almost like a triangle, the way that it feels, the way that I'm holding it. In the top, it just feels unsteady. It's a really balanced mouse. I don't feel like I'm dragging it any specific direction or tilting in any way when I'm putting too much pressure on it. Some of the things that I don't like, I really kind of don't like the skates on it, just because when you're dragging it, you notice that the skates are there. It's not super smooth like you would get with Hyperglides or even the Razer Vipers stock skates. I haven't noticed any double click issues, so these mice actually do have some type of defect where double clicking is a thing, but in my 2 or 3 weeks using it, I didn't notice any of that. And I did do that testing where I was holding down left click, holding down the right click, and trying to see if I would get any double clicking. Didn't notice it. I didn't score terrible on this in aim labs. I scored pretty comparable to all the other mice that I used. It was more in the middle. Some of the mice I used were really good, some of the mice I used were really bad. I did score better on this than the Razer Viper Ultimate, if that means anything to you. I think it's a good product, and I think there's somebody who would really like it, and I really did enjoy it. This is a mouse that I actually wanted to like and I wanted to be my main. I mean, people say that it's such a good mouse, so I wanted to give it a try, but I just ended up not completely liking it, and it just wasn't my end game. But you know what, we're on the search. We're gonna look for the mouse that we really like. So should you pick it up? I think you should. I think it's a good mouse. For $150, I'd probably wait. I'm pretty sure it'd go on sale after the Superlight comes out. It's probably not worth $150 unless you really need a mouse. Final verdict, I would say definitely consider getting the G Pro Wireless. But now that the Superlight's out, I would probably get that instead, unless you're left-handed and you really need a DPI button on the bottom. I think this is a really good mouse, and I'm pretty sure the Superlight is even better. So thank you so much for watching Tuesday Club, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you really liked the video, consider hitting the subscribe button. Leave a comment down below if you want to see more. If you want to see some other stuff, let me know. Thank you so much for watching Tuesday Club. I hope you have Thank you so much for watching Tuesday Club. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.